Hello my dear students, today we are going to start our next chapter, that is chapter 9, sequence and series. About sequence and series you don't know, might be what is sequence and series, but the pattern you studied in 10th class. Can you say the particular pattern of number which you studied in 10th class? Yes, AP, correct? So AP is a sequence only. So first we can check what is a sequence there. So normally if some numbers are written in this way, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. If you are able to say what will be the next number here, then we will say they form a sequence. Sequence means where the numbers are arranged in a particular manner. Okay. Sequence means it is where the numbers are arranged in a particular manner. So here you can check here 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So by seeing the pattern, can you tell me what will be the next number? Yes, obviously next number will be equal to 11. So they are in sequence there. Okay, and since the number of terms, only some terms are there, so they are called finite sequence. Finite sequence. Now one next example I am saying there. Suppose the numbers are 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, etc. In this way I wrote the number. So first we have to check whether they are in sequence or not. So can you tell me whether they specify any particular property, whether they satisfy any particular property? Yes. 1 can be written as 1 square. 4 can be written as 2 square. 9 can be written as 3 square. 16 can be written as 4 square. Then here 5 square. So automatically next number will be equal to 6 square. Okay, and here you can check the number of terms are infinite. So this is an example of infinite sequence. Infinite sequence. So here the numbers which we wrote there, they are called the terms of the sequence. So here 1 is the first term, 4 is the second term, 9 is the third term. In this way, the general term of the sequence, the general term of the sequence is denoted by an, or it is also called the nth term of the sequence. So why we are saying this is the nth term? Because our general term, suppose if any term is given, an is equal to n plus 1. By substituting n is equal to a particular value, you can get any term of the sequence. Suppose if you want to find out what is the 10th term of the sequence, so just substitute in place of n, 10. Then what will come? 10 is equal to 10 plus 1. 10 plus 1 will be equal to 11. So by substituting any value of n, you can get the desired term which you want. That's why nth term is also called the general term of the sequence. Is it clear what is a sequence there? Okay. Now, at present this is a sequence. The first example only you just check. If I will add these numbers, 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 plus 11, then this is called a series corresponding to the given sequence. So series means when we are adding a sequence, then it becomes a series there. So I think this is clear. Okay, so all of you write down the first question. Already questions are there with you. We can write down the solution. All of you, when you are watching these classes, it's my suggestion that you write down the solution also with me only. Okay, so the first question is written, write the first 5 terms of the following sequences, and general term or nth term is given there, 2n minus 3 by 6. What we have to do? We have to find the first 5 terms. So first what I am doing, I am calculating what is the first term of this sequence. So to calculate the first term of the sequence, what we will substitute? We will substitute n is equal to 1. Then what will come here? 2 into 1, 2. Minus 3. 2 minus 3 will be equal to minus 1 by 6. So first term of this sequence is equal to minus 1 by 6. Now we can check what will be the second term. To get the second term, what we will do? Substitute n is equal to 2. Then what will come? 2 into 2, 4. 4 minus 3, 1. So it will be equal to 1 by 6. Similarly, we can check what will be the third term a3. So it will be equal to 2 into 3. 2 into 3, 6. 6 minus 3, 3. 3 by 6 can be written as 1 by 2. So third term is equal to 1 by 2. Now fourth term, 2 into 4, 8. 8 minus 3, 5. So it will be equal to 5 by 6. And fifth term, by seeing the pattern, can you tell me what is the fifth term? What will be the fifth term? Just to check, it is minus 1 by 6, 1 by 6, 3 by 6, 5 by 6. So yes, next will be equal to 7 by 6. So just to check whether it is 7 by 6 or not. 2 into 5, 10. 10 minus 3, 7. Yes, it is equal to 7 by 6. Clear how to get the terms of the sequence if nth term is given? Okay, now write down the next one. In the second one it is given an is equal to minus 1 raised to n minus 1 into 5 raised to n plus 1. An is equal to minus 1 raised to n minus 1 into 5 raised to n plus 1. So again first substitute n is equal to 1. So just to check what will come, minus 1 raised to 1 minus 1, 0 into 5 raised to 1 plus 1 will be equal to 2 there. Now minus 1 raised to 0, what will be the value? Yes, any number to the power 0 is equal to 1. Whether it is positive, negative, rational, irrational, anything there. If its power is 0 means its value is 1. So our first term will be equal to 5 square, which is equal to 25. If you don't want to write 25, you can leave till here only, 5 square. Now second term, what will be the second term? Just to check, minus 1 raised to 2 minus 1. So 2 minus 1 will be equal to 1. So here we will get minus 1 into 5 raised to 2 plus 1. So 2 plus 1 is 5 cube. So minus 5 cube. Now third term. So to get the third term we have to substitute n is equal to 3. So it will be equal to minus 1 raised to 3 minus 1. Minus 1 square. Minus 1 square will be equal to plus 1. So here we will get there 5 raised to 4. Now next a4. So we have to substitute n is equal to 4. So 4 minus 1. Minus 1 raised to 3. That will be negative there. So minus 5 raised to 5. So can you tell me what will be the fifth term there? Just check the pattern there. The first one was equal to 5 square. Second term minus 5 cube. Third term 5 raised to 4. Fourth term minus 5 raised to 5. So automatically the next one will be equal to 5 raised to 6. It is coming alternate positive and negative there. Okay. Now next one, third one is an is equal to n square plus 5 by 4. An is equal to n square plus 5 by 4. Again calculate what will be the first term. Just substitute n is equal to 1. Then what will come? 1 plus 5. 6 by 4. You can cancel here. So it will be equal to 3 by 2. First term is equal to 3 by 2. Now we'll check what will be the second term. So second term means we have to substitute n is equal to 2. So 2 square 4. 4 plus 5 9. So it will be equal to 9 by 4. Now third term a3 is equal to 3 square 9 plus 5 14 by 4. We can cancel it. Then it will be equal to 7 by 2. Then next fourth term a4 will be equal to 4 square. 4 square is 16. 16 plus 5 21 by 4. Then fifth term will be equal to 5 square. 25 plus 5 30 by 4. 30 by 4 you can cancel here. So it will be equal to 15 by 2. Clear? Okay. Now in the second question it is written there. Find the indicated terms in each of the following. So here also nth term is given and we have to find out the indicated term only, not the first 5 terms. Which term we have to calculate, that is given in the question. Like here it is written A20. So we have to calculate what is the 20th term of the sequence. So in place of n, we will substitute 20. So A20 is equal to, just substitute n is equal to 20, then you will get 20 into 20 minus 2. 20 minus 2 will be equal to 18 by 20 plus 3. So it will be equal to 23. 20 into 18. 18 2 is 36. So it will be equal to 360 by 23. Okay. Now the next one is an is equal to 4n minus 3. In this only second question is written. An is equal to 4n minus 3. We have to calculate what will be A17. So what we will do? Yes, in place of n, we are going to substitute 17. So it will be equal to 4 into 17 minus 3. Now just to check here. Here we have two operations. So one is multiplication and other is subtraction. Which one we should perform first? Yes, according to BODMAS rule, M for multiplication, A for addition and S for subtraction. So according to BODMAS rule, first we have to perform multiplication. So 4 into 17. 17 4 is 68 minus 3. So answer will be equal to 65. So I think this concept is clear. Okay. Now we can check the next one, that is AP. So about AP, I think you studied there in 10th class. So first we can just revise the concept and then we can do the question based on AP there. Okay. So in 10th class, what we studied, the definition of AP. AP means arithmetic progression there. Okay. So what we studied, what is the definition of AP? Yes, a sequence of number, we'll say a sequence of number forms an AP when, yes, when the next term is obtained by adding a particular number to the previous term there. Okay, so we are not going to write down the definition of AP again, that you are knowing there. Okay, and usually the first term of the AP is denoted by A, and the number which we are going to add, that is called the common difference of the AP, and it is denoted by the letter D. So obviously if first term of the AP is A, what will be the second term? Adding a particular number, and that number is the common difference, A plus D. Next one, it will be equal to A plus D plus D, means it will be equal to A plus 2D. Then obviously next one will be equal to A plus 3D. So just to check, the first term is A, second term is equal to A plus D, third term is equal to A plus 2D, fourth term is equal to A plus 3D. In this way, general term of the AP is given by AN is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. Why n minus 1 we wrote there? Because just to check, when we wrote the second term, what is the coefficient of D here? 1. When we wrote the third term, coefficient of D is 2. So nth term means obviously 1 less than from that. So nth term of the AP is given by A plus n minus 1 into D, and sum of n terms of the AP Sn is equal to, that is given by n by 2 into 2A plus n minus 1 into D. Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2A plus n minus 1 into D. So this is the formula for sum of first n terms of the AP. The same formula we can rewrite in this way also. N by 2 into 2A meaning what? That is A plus n minus 1 into D we wrote as it is there. Now can you tell me what is A plus n minus 1 into D? Yes, that is the nth term of the AP. So this formula we can rewrite in this way also. A plus An. So you can use this formula also if nth term is given there. Okay. So these are the two formulas which you studied in 10th class, and based on these formulas now we are going to solve some question. Okay. So all of you write down, just to check here the first question. What is given in the first question? Yes, it is written, find the 12th term and nth term of the AP. The AP is given 16, 9, 2 minus 5, etc. What is the first term of the AP? Yes, A is equal to 16. What is the common difference? How we will calculate the common difference? Second term minus first term. So it will be equal to 9 minus 16. 9 minus 16 is minus 7. And we have to calculate 12th term, A12. So according to the formula, it will be equal to A plus 12 minus 1 into D. 12 minus 1 is 11. So A plus 11D. Now we know the value of A and D. Just to substitute the value, A is equal to 16 plus 11 into minus 7. So we'll get there 16 minus 77. Just to do the subtraction there, 7 minus 6, 1. 7 minus 1, 6, and it will be negative there. So A12 is equal to minus 61, and it is written also find the nth term. Nth term means general term we have to calculate. So formula is A plus n minus 1 into D. So just to substitute the value, we know the value of A and D. A is equal to 16 plus n minus 1 into minus 7. So we'll get there 16 minus 7 into n will be equal to minus 7n. Minus 7 into minus 1 will be equal to plus 7. And 16 and 7 we can add. 6 plus 7 is equal to 13. So it will be equal to 23 minus 7n. Nth term of the AP. Is it clear? Okay. Now we can check the next question. In question number 2, it is written, how many terms are there in the AP? 6, 10, 14, etc. The last term is 178. How many terms are there in the AP? Means what we have to calculate? Yes, we have to calculate how many numbers are there. We don't have to calculate an. We have to calculate the value of n. How many numbers are there in the AP? So again, just to check, what is the first term? A is equal to 6. And what is the common difference? D is equal to 10 minus 6, 4. And what is given? The last term is given 178. So we will write down there, let an is equal to 178. Now don't break the continuity here. Don't write down the formula of an here. An is equal to this. Where we wrote an, here in the left hand side, if you want, you can write down the formula. So what is the formula of an? A plus n minus 1 into D is equal to what is given? 178. Now we will substitute the value. A is equal to 6 plus n minus 1 into D is equal to 4 is equal to 178. Now we can just simplify it. Can I shift 6 to right hand side first? Okay. So now when we will shift 6 to right hand side, what will happen? Yes, it will be subtracted there. So don't write down there 178 minus 6. So you can do the subtraction and just write down the answer there. What will come? Yes, it will be equal to 172. Now from here, two methods are there. Either you can multiply it by 4 and then you can simplify, or you can shift 4 to right hand side before only. So it will be equal to n minus 1 is equal to 170 by 4. Why by 4? Because here it is multiplied there. So we can cancel here. 4 4s are 16. Then here it will be equal to 4 3s are 12. So n minus 1 is equal to 43. Then what will be the value of n? Yes, n is equal to 44. So total 44 numbers are there. Is it clear? Okay. Now next question. Question number 3. In question number 3, it is written, find the sum of all natural numbers between 250 and 1000 which are divisible by 5. So just to check here, the numbers should be divisible by 5 and it is between 250 and 1000. So whether we have to take 250? No, the numbers should be between 250 and 1000. So what will be the first number which is divisible by 5? Yes, 255. Next one, it will be equal to 260. In this way, what will be the last number there? between 250 and 1000. So 1000 we cannot take. So what will be the previous number which is divisible by 5? Yes, 1000 minus 5. So that will be equal to 995. So this is the AP which we have there. Now what we have to calculate? We have to calculate their sum. So to calculate the sum, formula is n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So here we have the value of n, a 255, d is equal to 260 minus 2555. So automatically that is equal to 5. N is not given. How many numbers are there, that we don't know. So to calculate that this information is given. The last term means an is equal to 995. So again we can substitute a plus. A means that is 255 plus n minus 1 into d is equal to how much? 995. So again first what we can do? We can shift 255 to right hand side. Then it will be equal to n minus 1 into 5 is equal to, what will be 995 minus 255? 5 minus 5, 0. 9 minus 5, 4. 9 minus 2, 7. So did the subtraction here only. Then n minus 1 is equal to, we can divide it, 740 by 5. So just to check what will come. 5 ones are 5. 7 minus 5, 2 will remain there. So 5 fours are 20. Now 4 will remain there. 5 eights are 48. So n minus 1 is equal to 148. So n will be equal to 149. So we got the value of n. Now we can use this formula to calculate the sum. Sn is equal to, according to the formula, n by 2. So what is the value of n here? 149 by 2 into, can we use a plus an? Because first term we know and the last term also we know. So a plus an, this formula we can use. So in place of a we have 255 and an is 995. So I think you can do the addition and then you can multiply it. Okay. Now we can check the next question. In question number 4, it is written, in an AP, the first term is 1. So first term is given there, 1. And the sum of first 20 terms is 1/3 of the sum of next 20 terms. So here if I will draw the diagram, then it will be clear to you. Okay, suppose we have till here 20 terms, and then again next 20 term means obviously it will start with the 21 to, from where it will go? Yes, 21 to, yes, last one will be equal to 40. Next 20 means, correct? Okay. Now, sum of first 20 terms, so obviously that will be equal to S20. Sum of first 20 term is S20. How we will calculate the sum of next 20 terms? Because the formula which we are using, that we are using from sum of first n terms of the AP. So how we can calculate this sum? Yes, how we will do? Yes, total how many numbers now we have? 40 numbers we have. So from the sum of 40 numbers, if I will reduce the sum of 20 terms, so what I will get? I will get the sum of next 20 terms. Clear? From the sum of 40 terms, if I will remove the sum of first 20 terms, then I will get what will be the sum of next 20 terms. Is it clear? Okay. So we are going to write it directly there. Okay. Sum of first 20 terms means S20. S meaning equal to 1/3 of. So 1/3 means 1/3 of sum of next 20 terms. So next 20 terms, how we are calculating? Sum of total 40 terms. So that will be equal to S40. From that we are subtracting the sum of first 20 terms. So S40 minus S20. Is it clear? Okay. Now we'll use the formula there. already in the question now. Just to check what is the information given, only the first term is given. S20, what will come? 3 we can shift here. So it will be equal to 3 into S20 is equal to S40 minus S20. Correct? Now minus S20 we can shift here. So 3 into S20 plus S20. So that will be equal to, yes, 4 into S20 is equal to S40. Now use the formula. 4 into S20. According to the formula, what will come? 20 by 2 into 2a. In place of a, what we have? 1. So 2 into 1, 2 plus. How many terms? 20 terms. So 20 minus 1, 19 into d, we don't know. That we have to calculate there. Correct? Okay. 4 into S20, 20 by 2 into 2a plus 20 minus 1 into d. Similarly, S40 can be written as 40 by 2 into 2a. So 2 plus 40 minus 1, 39 into d. Now here we can cancel it. This will get cancelled there. Tens are. Then remaining it will be equal to 40 into 2 plus 19d. 40 into 2 plus 19d is equal to, here we can cancel it. So it will be equal to 20 into 2 plus 39d. Now to make our calculation more easy there, just check here. If I will shift this 20 here to left hand side, then what will happen? Yes, 20 will come in the denominator, correct? And that 40 and 20 we can cancel. So shall I write directly? So what will come here? So we shifted here 20. So by 20 will come. So 21s are 20, 2s are 40. So it will be equal to 2 into 2 plus 19d is equal to 2 plus 39d. Now we can simplify it. 2 2s are 4 plus 19 2s are 38d is equal to 2 plus 39d. Now we can shift 38d to right hand side and 2 to left hand side. So 4 minus 2, 2 is equal to 39d minus 38d. So that will be equal to d. So we got here d is equal to 2. Is it clear? Okay. Now what we have to calculate? Find its 30th term, not S30. What we have to calculate? 30th term means we have to calculate A30. According to the formula, what will be A30? Yes, A plus 29 D. 30 minus 1 into D. Now just to substitute the value, we know A is equal to 1 plus 29 into D is equal to 2. 29 into 2 will be equal to, yes, 58. And 58 plus 1 is equal to 59. So 30th term is equal to 59. So I hope this question is clear. Okay. Now we can check the next question. The next question, it is written, how many terms of the AP 18, 15, 12, etc. are needed to give the sum 45? We need the sum should be equal to 45. So how many terms are needed means what we have to calculate? Number of terms. So number of terms means, yes, we have to calculate the value of n. So again, first we can check what are the information given here. A is equal to 18. D is equal to how much? Don't write down 18 minus 15. D is equal to second term minus first term. So 15 minus 18 will be equal to minus 3. The next information is given, Sn is equal to 45. So you just write down in this way. Sn is equal to 45. Then use the formula. Formula is n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d is equal to 45. Now just to substitute the value, n we have to calculate. So n by 2 written as it is 2a. So 2 into 18. So shall I write that directly instead of writing 2 into 18 here? 2 into 18 will be equal to 36 plus n minus 1 into d, value of d is minus 3 equal to 45. Now usually when fractions are there, it will be difficult to calculate there. So we can shift this 2 to right hand side. So it will be equal to n into 36 minus 3 into n minus 3n minus 3 into minus 1 plus 3 is equal to 45 into 2, 90. 36 plus 3 will be equal to 39. And now shall I multiply it by n there? So it will be equal to 39n minus 3n square is equal to 90. So which type of equation we are getting? Yes, we are getting a quadratic equation. So whenever you are getting a quadratic equation, what you have to do? You have to shift all the numbers to one side. So I am shifting that 90 also here and just arranging here. Minus 3n square plus 39n minus 90 is equal to 0. And usually the first term we are not writing negative there. So we can multiply whole by negative sign to make it positive. So it will be equal to 3n square minus 39n plus 90 is equal to 0. Now to make it more easy, what we can do? Just to check all the expressions are divisible by 3. So we can cancel it by 3. So it will be equal to n square minus 13n plus 30 is equal to 0. Now this is a quadratic equation. So either you can use factorization method to solve this one. Factorization means splitting the middle term, or you can use quadratic formula to find out the value of n. So I think you can do this question by yourself. Okay, so just to do it. Okay, we can check now the next question, because these all things you practiced a lot in 10th class there. Okay. Now, next question. Question number 6 is, in an AP, if pth term is 1 by q. Pth term means AP is equal to 1 by 2 and AQ is equal to 1 by P. It is given pth term is equal to 1 by q and qth term is equal to 1 by P. We have to show the sum of first PQ terms is half into PQ plus 1. So we'll just write down what are the things given. AP is given. So according to the formula, it will be equal to A plus P minus 1 into D is equal to 1 by Q. And second one, what will come? AQ. So according to the formula, A plus Q minus 1 into D is equal to 1 by P. Usually how we are solving this type of question? Yes, we have to do the subtraction there, because it is a linear equation in two variables A and D. So we'll do the subtraction there. So here also negative sign will come, here also negative and here also negative. So A and minus A will get cancelled there. Now what is remaining here? P minus 1 into D minus Q minus 1 into D is equal to, here what is remaining in right hand side? 1 by Q minus 1 by P. Now just to check, in both the terms D is common. So take it outside. Inside the bracket what will remain? P minus 1. That minus sign will get multiplied inside. So it will be equal to minus Q plus 1 is equal to. Here we can do the cross multiplication. Then we will get P minus Q by PQ. Now just to check here, 1 and minus 1 will get cancelled. So remaining is D into P minus Q is equal to P minus Q by PQ. Now when I will shift this P minus Q to right hand side, where it will go? Yes, it will go to denominator, and P minus Q and P minus Q will get cancelled there. So what will be remaining there? D is equal to 1 by PQ. So we got the value of D here, 1 by PQ. Now we need the value of A. So to get the value of A, you can substitute the value of D in any one of the equation. Your choice only in which equation you have to substitute. So suppose I am substituting in this equation. So it will be equal to A plus P minus 1 into 1 by PQ is equal to 1 by Q. Now just to do the multiplication, a plus, first it will come p by pq, then it will be equal to minus 1 by pq is equal to 1 by q. P and p will get cancelled, so remaining it will be equal to a plus 1 by q minus 1 by pq is equal to 1 by q. What we need? We need the value of a. So rest all the expression we can shift to right hand side. So it will be equal to 1 by q plus 1 by q will become minus 1 by q. Minus 1 by pq will become plus 1 by pq. So these two will get cancelled. We'll get the value of a also is equal to 1 by pq. Now what we have to show? We have to show the sum of first PQ terms. First PQ terms doesn't mean SP into SQ. We need SPQ. What will be SPQ? So according to the formula, SN means n by 2. In place of n, now we have PQ. So PQ by 2 into 2A. 2A. What is A here? 1 by PQ. So 2 by PQ plus n minus 1. PQ minus 1 into D. 1 by PQ. Now we can just simplify it. PQ by 2 written as it is. Here it will be equal to 2 by PQ plus multiply this 1 by PQ here. So first it will be equal to PQ into 1 by PQ. So PQ and PQ will get cancelled. We'll get there 1 minus 1 by PQ. 1 by PQ. So we'll get there PQ by 2 into. Now just to check here. Here it is equal to 2 by PQ minus 1 by PQ. Denominators are same. So directly we can subtract it. So it will be equal to 1 by PQ plus 1. Now we can just do the cross multiplication. Then we'll get PQ by 2 into 1 plus PQ by PQ. And PQ will get cancelled. So we'll get there half into PQ plus 1. That only we have to show there. Is it clear? Okay. Now we can check the next question. Next question is written. Find the sum of n terms of the AP whose kth term is given. Means what is given? Kth term. AK is equal to 6k minus 7. What we have to calculate? Sum of n terms. Sn we have to calculate. So to calculate the sum, we need the value of A and D, because we have to calculate the sum of n terms only. So now how we will get the first term if kth term is given? Yes, substitute k is equal to 1. So you will get the first term. So what will be the first term? A1 is equal to 6 into 1. 6 minus 7 will be equal to minus 1. What will be the second term? Substitute k is equal to 2. So 6 into 2, 12. 12 minus 7, 5. So if we got the first and second term, common difference we can calculate. Yes, what will be the common difference? D is equal to A2 minus A1. Second term minus first term. So 5 minus 1 will give you D is equal to 6. We have to calculate Sn. So according to the formula, n by 2 into 2a. So 2 into minus 1. So that will be equal to minus 2 plus n minus 1 into d. D is equal to 6 there. Just to simplify it, we will get n by 2 into minus 2 plus 6n minus 6. You can do the subtraction there. So n by 2 into 6n I am writing first. Minus 2 minus 6 will be equal to minus 8. Now just to check, 2 is common in these two terms. So just to take it outside, 2 taken common. Then inside the bracket it will be equal to 3n minus 4. 2 and 2 will get cancelled. We will get Sn is equal to 3n square minus 4n. Is it clear? Okay. So whenever term is given, you can substitute n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 to get the first, second and third term of the AP. Now, next question is question number 8. Sum of n terms of 2 APs are in the ratio 3n plus 5 is to 4n plus 7. they are the two APs. Okay, so for the first AP, I am taking the first term as A1 and common difference as D1. And for the second AP, for the second one, I am taking the first term as A2 and common difference as D2. So directly we are going to write the ratio there. Okay, sum of n terms of two APs are in the ratio. So what will be the sum of n terms of the first AP according to the formula? N by 2 into 2A1 plus n minus 1 into D1 by. Second term, it will be equal to n by 2 into 2A2 plus n minus 1 into D2 is equal to what is given. Their ratio is 3n plus 5 by 4n plus 7. Now here n by 2 and n by 2 will get cancelled there. What we have to calculate? We have to calculate the ratio of their 12th term. So if you are going to write down the 12th term, how it will come? A1 plus 11D1 by A2 plus 11D2. This ratio we have to calculate there. Okay, so clear? Now we have to calculate that ratio. Means here we don't want 2. Correct? So what we will do? In both numerator and denominator, we are dividing it by 2. Why we are dividing it by 2? Because what we need there, in that we don't want 2A1. We want simply A1. So we are going to divide both numerator and denominator by 2. So what will come? 2A1 divided by 2 will give you A1 plus. Here it will be equal to n minus 1 by 2 into D1 by. Here also dividing it by 2. Then we will get A2 plus n minus 1 by 2 into D2 is equal to 3n plus 5 by 4n plus 7. Now everything you have to do according to what we need there. Okay, what we need here? Coefficient of D1 should be equal to 11. What is our coefficient of D1? We have n minus 1 by 2. So we know n minus 1 by 2 should be equal to 11. Correct? That will depend on the value there. If you have to calculate the ratio of any other term, then coefficient will change there. So accordingly you have to substitute the value. So from here, what will be the value of n? 11 into 2, 22. 22 plus 1, 23. So directly we are going to substitute n is equal to 23. So here it will come A1 plus 11D1 by A2 plus 11D2 is equal to 3 into 23 plus 5 by 4 into 23 plus 7. I think remaining calculation you can do by yourself. Here we don't want any value. We want their ratio only. Is it clear? Okay. Now we can check the next question. Question number 9. In question number 9 it is written, insert 6 numbers between 3 and 24 such that the resulting sequence forms an AP. How many numbers we have to insert? 6 numbers. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Clear? Okay. Now what is the first term of this AP? A is equal to 3. And which term is 24? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8th term is equal to 24 because between 3 and 24 we inserted 6 numbers there. So 6 plus 1 7. So 24 will be the 8th number. So we have here A8 is equal to 24. So according to the formula, what will be A8? Yes, A plus 7D is equal to 24. We know the value of A. Substitute there. 3 plus 7D is equal to 24. Or from here we will get 7D is equal to 24 minus 3. 24 minus 3 is 21. And we will get D is equal to 3. So we got the common difference is equal to 3. So can you tell me what will be the next number? Yes, 3 plus 3, 6. 6 plus 3, 9. 9 plus 3, 12. 12 plus 3, 15. Plus 3, 18. 18 plus 3, 21. So these are the 6 numbers which are in AP. So I think all these questions are clear to you. Okay, so all of you note down your homework. Your homework will be equal to exercise 9.2, question number 1 to 4. Exercise 9.2 from question number 1 to 4. Then from question number 6 to 9 and question number 14. Between 5th question we did here in the class, and between them some questions I will explain there. So that's why these questions will be your homework. Do the question, and in case of any doubt you can ask. Thank you.